Good morning, everybody. Nick here. Sorry about my voice, but alas, allergies are a problem. This right here is the Boker Lancer, which is a very interesting knife, 100% because it's damn near a front flipper, and well, I guess it is, and you know it's a little off the beaten path in terms of its design and whatnot. So that's kind of neat. So let's go ahead and take it apart, because that's just the way I seem to do things in my life, right? But that's okay. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. Well, it's probably, actually, yeah, it is morning when you're watching this. In fact, you're watching this around the same time I'm filming it, just probably weeks or months later. There we go. So we've got these two little guys popped loose. Now we just need to do the pivot, which looks like a T8 screw. Hoping this is going to be a pretty straightforward little process here, considering the knife is entirely made of G10. Oh, free spinning pivot, of course. Let me grab another T8 driver here. T8. Bam. Come on now. Get in there. And we support the other side. It's almost like these guys didn't watch my knife gripe about this. No, is this coming loose? Yes, hey, hallelujah. Progress. Beautiful. Alrighty. Oh, Teflon. I knew that, but still, it hurts to see in person. Look, this is a very straightforward knife in a lot of ways. There's really not all that much here. And I don't mean that as a demerit in any sense. Got G10 on this side, although, well, pretty beat up, whatever. Pardon me, lock bar, which is actually secured in 4 places, which is kind of impressive, actually. You've got 2 screws under the clip, and then both clip screws go into the lock bar. The clip is not reversible, and that makes sense with this kind of G10 on lock bar construction here. Everything else is pretty vanilla. Honestly, there's not much going on here. So, let's go ahead and I'll do the Loctite too. But let's go ahead and put this guy back together here. Well, clean it out first. Like I said, a little bit out of sorts, but that's okay. Alrighty. Nothing really going on here of particular note. I mean, look, there is a detent ball ramp here, which I always do appreciate. And it looks like they've done a little bit of polishing here, maybe to center the blade, or maybe that area just got missed by the stone wash. That'd be really weird, unless they masked it off or something. I don't claim to understand why this portion is more reflective than the rest of it. I mean, maybe they're trying to improve the detent ball ramp or something. Or just got polished, and I don't know. I'm going to stop guessing, because you know what? When you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Get it? Assume, A-S-S-U-M-E. Yeah. No better when I use it than any of the other countless jackasses who do. So yeah, there we go. Clean off the Teflon here. It is a shame, but again, on this knife, particularly with the G10 only and whatnot, and no internal, pardon me, no internal washes, I can't say I'm super freaking out about it. This is interesting. The pivot actually has a D-shaped section, but the other side doesn't. So it's just willfully inadequate. And willfully free spinning. Oh, Boker. Then we got our stop pin here, which mounts through these non-blind holes. You can see the stop pin through both sides, which is a little bit less than ideal, I'll admit. Pardon me. There we go. Alrighty, let's go ahead and loop this little guy back up a little bit. Just going to drop some washers onto there. On the washer, a little on the pivot. This is never going to be a high-performing action piece sort of thing. It's running on Teflon washers, among other reasons. So, you know, we got to pick our battles. But at the same time, we can make it as nice as it can be. There we go. And actually, come to think of it, I probably shouldn't have lubed the other side of the Teflon on the other washer, because it doesn't need to spin. Alas. Okay. So step one is going to be to press the lock bar down to kind of remove some tension from the system. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and, while I've got the driver in there for the pivot, I'm going to go ahead and put the pivot back in here. I'm going to use a little bit of blue Loctite just to keep things in position here. It was a very straightforward disassembly. I got that much right. Okay, come on. Work with me here, buddy. Slide that in there. There's going to be a point where it starts free spinning and there's not much we can do about life. But you know what? I'll get it as far as I can. Actually, look. That worked. Nice. Can't argue with it. And I'll need to adjust the tension on that. But at the very least, I've now got the blade in position. So that should be okay. Now we drop this screw in here. Again, a little tiny bit of Loctite. Just, come on, guys. There we are. Freaking finally. Why are you not going home? There we go. Just slightly out of alignment, that's all. Speaking of alignment, centering was roughly fine beforehand. And that may prove to be a little bit of a challenge afterhand. We will see. Okay. No blade play. With Teflon, I always feel like there's a little bit of side to side, but I think we're okay there. And centering is not bad. It almost looks to me... Yeah, the blade actually has a very slight kind of concavity to it. Let's see if I can show this off for the camera. Probably not, given the focus, but it really does feel like the blade has a little bit of a kind of thing going on here. Which is not stellar, but you know what? Well, no, I shouldn't excuse it. They can do better than that. But it is what it is. So, anyways, there you go, though. The knife is now a little bit smoother, which is nice, and everything else is good to go. So, hope this has been interesting to you, and that you have yourselves an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Keep an eye out for the full review, which will ideally be filmed on a day when I've got a lot more voice to me. Have a good one. Bye now.